Greetings and salutations, Development Hell fans! I am your glorious host, the narrator, and I am here to share with you one of the most exciting updates you will ever see. Or at least it's exciting to me. Well, I should probably introduce myself real quick. My name's the narrator, and I've been hosting this little game that you've been watching. All of our competitors are coming in and fighting for my sick entertainment. Oh boy, it makes me happy. Anyway, before this video can begin, nerds down in IT asked me to cover a few things first. First and foremost, what the hell is Development Hell anyway? So Development Hell is a platform fighter. Now, I assume a lot of the people watching this video will understand what that is, but for the people who don't, here's a bit of an explanation. A platform fighter is basically a game where multiple characters will be fighting in different areas. Now, how are they fighting? With moves, of course! Well, our first move is our normal attacks. Normal attacks are pretty quick and don't do a ton of damage or a ton of knockback, but they're very important after all. Followed up by normal attacks are strong attacks. Now strong attacks are a lot, obviously, stronger than normal attacks. They do harder damage and more knockback, allowing you to throw opponents around further. After that are special attacks. Every character has a handful of specials that completely change how they attack. For example, Janitor uses this water power. He fires this massive jet stream across the screen, being able to knock back any opponents who are unfortunate enough to be hit by the stream. We don't expect you to stay on the ground the entire battle, so there are air attacks you can do. There's the usual 4 air attacks that go forward, up, down, or behind you, but there's also one strong attack for each character. This strong attack behaves like a strong attack on the ground. Every air attack you do can't be cancelled when landing on the ground, so don't expect any interruptions when you're battling. Alrighty, now everyone is caught up to speed on what exactly this project is, we can now talk about all the exciting things we've been working on the last couple of months. So without further ado, let us show you what we've been working on. Firstly, our flagship character, Janitor, is now fully completed. That's right, all of his sprite work, gameplay, and balancing is completely done. Soon there will be a video breaking down his entire moveset. Next up with Janitor, would it really be a character announcement if we didn't show off that stage? Janitor's old stage was this. It was inspired by Super Smash Bros. Final Destination, a purely flat stage in which 2 people can just battle it out in a 1v1. Some issues arose when we were developing it, however. The stage was bland, boring to look at. It was just not fun to play on. It was way too big and just frankly boring. So we went back to the drawing board and we'd like to unveil the brand new Janitor's Closet. That's right, this large flat stage with 2 smaller platforms above is great for 1v1s or 2v2s. Overall, the stage is just fun to play on and looks nice. But hey, would this really be a video if only Janitor got a fun update? What about our other character, Princess Polonia? Well, we were pretty happy with Polonia's stage, all things considered. We thought it was happy and bubbly and exciting. Turns out Polonia didn't share that sentiment. See, she sent us a personal letter heavily demanding we make the stage more edgy and dark. And so we'd like to introduce you to Princess's Nightmare. The stage is supposed to emulate the feeling of when you're playing on your PC and everything starts crashing around you. The sort of glitchy techno music really sells this aspect, we feel. And we really hope that players enjoy the music and the flat stage. Do be aware, the stage is still in early development, and so things like hitboxes and some stage art are subject to change, so please don't consider this indicative of the final product. Now next up we need to talk about the final stage that we can discuss in this video. The one for our character Fasty the Porcupine. Now, a while ago a lot of people sent complaints saying that Fasty was very similar to another blue character. And as much as we hate to admit it, they're right. His stage also sells this. Additionally, his stage is significantly too large compared to our other stages. It's just got this big dip in the middle and it's just not fun to play on unless you're playing in a 4v4. So we've gone back to the drawing board and Fasty is getting an entire character redesign. Don't worry, Fasty fans, he isn't gone or cut from the roster. He's just going through a bit of a physical change and his stage is going to reflect that. Here's a teaser for you. Now obviously we could just put out another platform fighter, but that would be boring. What would make us stand apart aside from our quirky little cast of characters? So that's why we'd like to introduce you to game modes. That's right, Under Construction is going to be launching with a handful of fun, expressive game modes. The first of which will be available in beta, known as Lovers Mode. In Lovers Mode, you choose a teammate, and the two of you are bound in holy matrimony. Now you're probably wondering, why does this matter, and what makes this different from a 2v2? Well, I'm glad you asked. See, in a 2v2, you just have to knock out your opponent more than they knock out you, and it's easy. In Lovers Mode, when they take damage, you take damage, so you really need to be careful about your spouse. You don't want them to be injured because it's going to reflect badly on you. We hope this game mode will encourage teamwork and will make people want to work harder together. Next up, when it comes to game modes, we don't have a lot to announce in terms of game modes that we can show you right now. However, what we do have is something very exciting, and we call it Custom Mode. In Custom Mode, you can look at our game modes and say, "This sucks," and we'll reply with, "Shut up, do better." In Custom Mode, we're giving you all of the tools that we use to create game modes. If you don't like Lovers Mode or wish that, say when you hit someone you got 200% launch, you can do that. We're not going to stop you. Anything we use to create game modes will be available inside this menu. And you can go wild. In the future, we may have a way to publish your game modes, but in beta that won't be an option. Next up, this video was obviously delayed. We played it off with the joke of it being development hell, but we could use more help on this project. If you're a programmer with experience in Game Maker Studio, a sprite artist or a musician, please contact us with some of your previous projects or work to one of these contact lines. If you have any inquiries, also send us a message and we'll be happy to answer them as soon as possible. Do be aware, this is a voluntary position. As much as we'd love to pay you, we unfortunately can't right now. I understand this is a turn-off to a lot of people, and if you'd rather not work on the project because of this, we understand and we won't force you. Well, that was everything. But hey, don't be sad it's over. Be happy it happened. And think about all the awesome things we announced. Like Janitor being finished, and Janitor's new stage, and Polonia's new stage. And then I showed you Classroom, and originally it looked like this, and then it looked like this. And then you're all like, "Oh, but narrator, you didn't show us Classroom previously." And I was all like, "Oh, really? Well, look at it now." And then I was like, wouldn't it be funny if this actually tied to the newest fighter? And then the bell started ringing, and then... That's right! The educational freak Chachi is joining the roster. More information about them, their playstyle and lore will be available in a future video. And that's everything. We hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you're a developer, please reach out. And hey, maybe you should keep an eye on the credits. You never know what could be hiding in the background. Happy theorizing!